Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam untuk kita semua. Perkenalkan, nama saya Sutiadi Rahmansyah, dosen di Prodi Seni Rupa, Fakultas Seni Rupa dan Desain, Institut Teknologi Bandung. Saya di sini sebagai pengampu mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris WI 2004. Video ini saya buat sebagai bentuk pernyataan diri dalam unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi atau disebut dengan PDD UKTPT tahun 2025 dengan fokus utama penjabaran rencana pembelajaran semester atau RPS pada mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris kode WI 2004. Mata kuliah ini merupakan mata kuliah wajib institusi yang diberikan pada jenjang strata 1 dengan bobot 2 SKS. Dilaksanakan di setiap semester genap dan ganjil. Mata kuliah ini mengajarkan presentasi kolaboratif atau collaborative presentation, yaitu mengajarkan mahasiswa keterampilan presentasi dalam bahasa Inggris secara berkelompok agar mereka mampu bekerja sama, berkolaborasi dengan tim atau teman sejawat, berkomunikasi dengan baik secara kelompok, dan mampu menyampaikan ide, inovasi, gagasan. Selain itu, mereka juga akan mampu mengasah kemampuan berkomunikasi dalam berbagai sasaran dan tujuan, baik secara akademis, non-akademis, sesuai dengan bidang ilmu yang mereka miliki. Selain itu, mahasiswa juga diharapkan mampu membuat manuskrip presentasi berdasarkan diagram atau bagan. Dengan tujuan mengembangkan kemampuan berpikir kritis mahasiswa melalui interpretasi visual dan mendorong mahasiswa agar mampu mengevaluasi informasi, membuat inferensi, dan menyusun argumen berdasarkan data. Tujuan setelah mengikuti mata kuliah presentasi kolaborasi atau collaborative presentation, tentunya mahasiswa dapat memahami struktur presentasi dan melakukan presentasi secara kolaboratif dalam bahasa Inggris dan mampu membuat manuskrip presentasi berdasarkan diagram atau bagan. Untuk mencapai tujuan tersebut, mahasiswa diberi pengetahuan dan kemampuan untuk memahami dan membuat presentasi manuskrip berdasarkan diagram dan bagan dengan baik dan benar. Materi yang disampaikan dalam perkuliahan ini berupa yang pertama, Introduction to Collaborative Presentation atau pengenalan terhadap presentasi kolaboratif. Kedua, Communication in Collaborative Environment atau tata cara komunikasi dalam lingkungan kolaboratif. Planning and Organizing Collaborative Presentation, yaitu membuat perencanaan dan menyusun presentasi kolaboratif. Content Creation and Integration, pembuatan dan integrasi konten. Designing Collaborative Presentation dan First Drafting, yaitu merancang presentasi kolaboratif dan membuat draft awal presentasi. Delivery Technique for Group Presentation plus Second Drafting, teknik penyampaian presentasi kelompok diikuti penyusunan draft kedua. Handling Question and Feedback in Group diikuti dengan Final Drafting, yaitu metode menjawab pertanyaan dan umpan balik dalam kelompok dan juga penyusunan draft manuskrip terakhir. Berikutnya dilanjutkan dengan final draft check atau pengecekan draft terakhir. Ada juga rehearsal, latihan kelompok, group presentation test, tes presentasi kolaboratif secara kelompok, dan yang terakhir drafting presentation script based on diagram or chart, yaitu membuat manuskrip presentasi individual berdasarkan diagram atau bagan yang disimpulkan. Komponen penilaian dibagi menjadi 3, yaitu 30% untuk tugas, kemudian ujian tengah semester 30%, dan ujian akhir semester 40%. Kategori penilaian mencakup kemampuan mahasiswa menunjukkan komunikasi yang runut melalui berbagai metode, baik lisan, tertulis, visual, nonverbal, dan penampilan presentasi. Berikutnya yang dinilai adalah kemampuan mahasiswa secara kolaboratif menggunakan nada, gaya, dan konvensi yang sesuai dengan audiens dan konteks dan tujuan. Kemampuan mahasiswa meningkatkan kemampuan mahasiswa dalam meningkatkan kemampuan bahasa Inggrisnya secara lisan, dan juga kita akan menilai kompetensi komunikatif mahasiswa ketika melakukan presentasi kelompok. Adapun bobot penilaian dari mata kuliah ini adalah sebagai berikut. Untuk mendapatkan nilai A, maka mahasiswa harus memiliki nilai lebih atau sama dengan 80, AB 75 sampai 79, B 70 sampai 74, BC 65 sampai 69, C 55 sampai 64, D 50 sampai 54, sementara yang mendapatkan nilai E adalah mahasiswa yang memiliki nilai kurang atau sama dengan 49. Beberapa rujukan buku yang digunakan dalam mata kuliah ini antara lain ialah dari Gusendorf, English for Presentation, Bradbury, Successful Presentation Skills, Beres, Speaking for Yourself, A Guide for Student. Dengan perkuliahan ini, diharapkan mahasiswa akan semakin memahami tata cara melakukan presentasi secara kolaboratif dan mampu membuat manuskrip presentasi berdasarkan diagram atau bagan yang melatih kemampuan kognitif mahasiswa, khususnya berpikir kritis dan kreatif. Demikian pemaparan RPS Mata Kuliah Wajib Institusi Bahasa Inggris atau Collaborative Presentation kode WI 2004. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so good morning everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so today we will discuss about the introduction to presentation. Yeah, as we know that in this whole semester we will learn collaborative presentation. Collaborative presentation means that you need to make a group later, and then you will need to make a good presentation, deliver it with a good English, and of course you will do the assignment based on the project that you have already made. Yeah, so we move to the next slide. Yeah, so you can see in here, yeah, in order to develop an effective student presentation, you need to consider three things. Yeah, so the first thing you need to consider is you need to consider the audience first. Yeah, because when we want to make a presentation, of course we need to see who exactly the audience will be. Yeah, and then so you need to consider what is your purpose to give your presentation. Yeah, another thing, of course, after you know who the audience, you need to create a clear and concise message, make a visual aid, make a slide. Yeah, so you can use any kind of software. Yeah, you can use PowerPoint software, Canva, for example, or you can use you can say a Prezi or something like that kind of thing. Yeah, this is visual aid. Another thing, when you give a presentation, of course you need to pay attention to your body language. Later we will learn this, your body language, your tone, your voice. Yeah, so you need to manage that thing. Yeah, so it will so the what is it, you can say the audience will understand or really grasp the whole topic that you want to convey to them. Yeah, okay, and then so another thing that we need to prepare when we are trying to make a presentation, of course we need to prepare yourself. Yeah, there are two preparation that you need to do. The first one is an external preparation, and then the second one will be internal preparation. Yeah, so what is the external preparation? External preparation, so you can see, yeah, as I told you, audience, it is actually become the first thing that you need to consider. Yeah, so the first thing you need to put your audience first. Yeah, so you can see in here, this is a quote, yeah, taken from Ken Hamer, a presentation research manager from AT&T. In here it is said that designing a presentation without audience in mind is like writing love letter and addressing to whom it may concern. So you could imagine, yeah, you love someone, you need someone to be loved, but you don't know who actually the person is. You just said, you write the love letter and then you just said, to whom it may concern. So it is kind of ridiculous, right? So you need to what is it, you can say, consider who the audience, who will be the audience for your presentation. Okay. So how to put your audience first, how to make people think that you consider about them. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do, you need to present the information from the perspective of the audience. So when you make a slide, you need to consider that your slide or your topic, it is along with the audience, with their own perspective, So when they want you, for example, like this one, you know that your audience is love about cars, for example. So what you can do about your slide, of course, you need to mention a lot about cars, so they will pay attention to you. Another thing, in order to make to put your audience at first, you can also need to know your audience before you planning your presentation. As I told you, you need to try to research the data first. You can ask the committee, for example, if you are in the seminar or if you are in the conference, you ask the committee, who will be the audience, how many people, right? And then what are their genders, what their gender. So you can say like this one, when you see there are a lot of women, of course the topic should be more to women better than to men. If you see there are, for example, the number of group also, or the number of participants is also it also become your consideration. If you see your audience only 10%, maybe you don't need to make a lot of preparation. But if your audience more than 1,000 people, 100 people, for example, so you need to consider the presentation, because it will be different, right? So you need to prepare everything, starting from the manuscript maybe until the technology that you will use, including, for example, maybe you need sound system or something, if it's in a large number, And then number 3, they are likely to remember only the big theme. To be effective, give information in context, not in the full details. Now, this is something that we will learn later. When you make a presentation, so you need to make it as a bullet point or a keyword only. So you just don't put all of the words inside the slides, because people will not understand what you mean. But when you use bullet point, you can see the sample like this one. This is very clear. This is only several sentences here. One sentence, and then one sentence. So people could easily follow your presentation. This is about putting your audience first. Now, to make sure, you can ask yourself about the audience. So you can see in here, do I know who will be listening? If you say, oh yes, I know it. Because when you know the person, of course the topic will be quite comprehensive, right? For example, when you know that there will be a president coming, for example, right? So the topics, it should be suitable for president. Maybe you could not use any informal language. So you need to use really formal language. The second one, do I know how much they already know? Is there any common understanding? Means common understanding, as I told you, when they want something, you just give them something. They will pay attention to you. So like for example, like this one, maybe you are majoring in physics, for example, but your audience, it is not majoring in physics. So what we can do? For example, the audience, after we do the analysis, the audience is actually comes from a law major, for example. So how we could make them pay attention to your presentation? So of course we can try to find a common understanding. Maybe the law of physics, law related with physics, something like that. So they will, you can say, pay attention to you. And then the third one, do I know their expectation? As I told you, when they want when you know a lot of car enthusiasts in the audience, so you just give about cars. Do I know what they want to learn? What do I expect them to do with that knowledge? Now, this is very important. Because when you are talking in the front of the people, so you need to know what exactly you want to say to them. What is your purpose? Yeah, do you want to make them buy your product, for example? Do you want your audience, you can say just review your product, criticize it, become, critic with the topic? It is up to you whether you want to, what kind of aim inside your presentation that you want to propose to your audience. Yeah. And then do I know what I will say to accomplish my goal? Now this is related with tone, letter with tone, with formal, informal, and anything. Yeah. So when you are, for example, like this one, when your audience is actually your friend, of course, what you can do is to, yeah, just use informal language. Yeah, you can say, hello guys, yeah, hello, or you can say, Lina, hello friends, yeah, something like that. But when someone important come to your presentation, you can, is it possible you can say like that one? Of course, no, right? If a president come to you, hello guys, gitu, hello Prabowo, nah, it is like something that is, impolite, right? So you need to make it polite. Nah, another thing, yeah. Nah, how to make them interested to your presentation? First, later we will learn about the introduction. In introduction, you need to share your experience. Yeah, it is common when you go into a presentation, they will share story first. When they are opening the presentation, they will tell the story. Why they tell the story? They want to share experience. Yeah, yeah. Probably you actually, love to hear your parent, for example, telling a story. Yeah, or your grandparent, grandma or grandpa will tell you a lot of story, and then you want to hear more about the story. Why? Because, yeah, probably your grandmother or your grandfather try to share his or her experiences. Yeah. Nah, another thing, as I told you, you can try to find the common goal. Yeah, common goal means that you know what exactly the audience want. Yeah. If the audience want to, want to hear you, want to hear about your project, for example, yeah. So you just mention your project comprehensively, so they will pay attention to you. Now, qualification. This is very important too. When you are making a presentation in the front of the audience, don't hesitate to give or to you can say, to say your qualification. For example, yeah, hello, good morning, my name is A, for example, I'm student of ITB, I'm majoring in blah blah blah. Why we need to say like that one? Because we need to to introduce our qualification. Who knows, yeah, the audience is actually has the same major with you. Yeah, they will pay attention to your presentation, of course. Yeah, or maybe later you will become a CEO. Yeah, so you can mention, hello, good morning, I'm a CEO of Apple company. Yeah, I'm actually you can say, I have already worked in Apple, yeah, in Steve Jobs company for 5 years, for example. This is become your qualification. People will hear you. Why? Because they will know that you are an expert. Yeah, because of the expertise that you got, because the experience that you got, it means that it will make people interested to your presentation. Yeah. Nah, after you prepare external preparation, of course you need to prepare internal preparation. Yeah. Nah, internal preparation, so you can use this structure. Pack that C. Pack that C stands for purpose, assessment, content, timing, handout, audience, technology, and comment. Yeah. Besides you are paying attention to your audience, the next thing that you need to consider when you are structuring your presentation, this pack that C. The first thing, P for purpose, means that you need to define the objective of presentation. What do you want to say? Yeah. What is your objective? As I told you, do you want to make your audience buy something for you? from you, or make they rethink about something, you can give some kind of presentation also, so they will follow you. Another thing, you need to give some kind of assessment, by determining the criteria of the presentation. Assessment in here means that you need to make like a list, the assessment, for example, I know the presenter, I know the audiences, I know I know how many slides that I will give to the audience. Nah, this is called assessment. Assessment, it is the same as a list, list to make your presentation become you can say, become a good presentation. Another thing, of course, after you know the purpose, you assess what do I need, you need to make the content, right? The content you need to organize well, starting with the introduction until the conclusion. Don't forget the timing, determine the duration for the presentation. You need to pay attention to this. Who knows later, for example, when you are giving the presentation in you can say in a conference, of course there will be another participant, right? In a participant, for example, you need to ask the committee, so how long should I speak in this presentation? So the committee say, sir, you just got 10 minutes, for example. In 10 minutes, you have to separate it into several minutes. For example, 10 minutes, 3 minutes for introduction, 5 minutes for the body or the content, and then the last couple of minutes, you make it as a question and answer session. So it will be full in 10 minutes, so you are not interrupting other participant also. Nah, don't forget, you need to prepare handout. Handout is very important. Why? It could become your lifesaver. When you forget something, when you you can say, sometimes we know that in Indonesia, when you have done any kind of presentation, people will ask your PowerPoint slides, right? You don't need to give them your PowerPoint slides. So what you can do, you just give them the handout. Handout, it doesn't mean the printed version of your PowerPoint. No, you just make it bullet point, for example, or the key point of your presentation, and then give to your audience. The purpose of the handout is to make the audience follow your presentation. The best thing that you can do, give the handout before the presentation or after the presentation, but make sure that it is only key words, not all the words. Probably you have already seen some of like a preacher or in a mass, people will give you a whole book of the preaching. Sometimes we will see, this is very you can say the manuscript is too long, and then people will leave the occasion before the time it is ended. So the handout the handout that you need to make, it is the short version, not the full version. Next, about audience, consider their need and expectation. This is the same, we have already told this. You need to consider their expectation. What is their expectation? Put them into your slide. Technology, as I told you, when you have a large audience, so you need to consider that technology. Is it possible you just use this kind of slide, or you can use a whiteboard like this one, for example? It is depend on the number of the audience itself. If the number is really you can say massive, more than 100 people, of course you cannot use any kind of whiteboard like this one. Of course you need need a good technology. Maybe smart board, maybe you can say at least a big screen in the front of the audience. The last one, you need to consider about comment. Plan how to respond question and feedback. This is very important. when we in a presentation, usually at the end of the presentation you need to open question and answer session. Nah, before you do that, it is the best thing that you can do is to make the list, like a frequently asked question. Yeah, so people will so you will prepare when people ask you something. Yeah, of course it is easy for you because you know exactly what the topic is, and then you will know what exactly the audience will ask you. Yeah. Nah, next. Nah, this is related with our assignment letter. Yeah, how to plan your group presentation, because as I told you in this in this lesson we will learn about collaborative presentation. So you need to make a group letter. Yeah, I will separate you into several group letter, and then you need to do this thing. Yeah, so how to plan your group presentation? You can use the method which is called audience focus presenting structure. Yeah, audience focus presenting structure, it means that you are focusing to the audience, yeah, and then try to make a good presentation by following these 5 structures. Yeah, first you need to introduce your group member and greet the audience. Yeah, so later I will separate. I will make you a group consists of, for example, 4 until 5 people. Yeah, so you need to introduce your group first. Yeah, so you can say hello. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, let me introduce my group. Yeah, so today I come with 5 people. The first people is Agnes, for example, on the left side. Yeah, and then Agnes should answer it. Oh, hello. Okay, something like that. Yeah, and then follow after Agnes there is misalnya siapa? Oh, you can say Ridwan. Yeah, the next is Ridwan. Yeah, so you can say something like that. Introduce your group member. Yeah. Don't forget to hook your audience in. Hook, it means that to make people pay attention to you. As I told you, you can share a story first. Yeah, at the beginning of presentation, you can share a story. You can ask a question, for example. This is called hook. Yeah. So hello, good morning, everyone. Do you know about Bandung? Have you ever gone to Bandung? Do you know about food that is famous in Bandung, for example? Yeah, have you heard about seblak, for example? Something like that. Yeah. Nah, so this is called hook. Yeah, and then after hook, you need to separate it into 3 key themes, or you can say 3 points. Yeah, that support your insight. Yeah. Today in this presentation, I will tell you 3 famous food in Bandung. For example, yeah, when you tell about Bandung culinary. Yeah. So the first food that I will explain to you is about seblak, for example. Yeah. The second one, what is the most famous food in Bandung? Cireng. Okay, so you can say the second one is cireng, and then the third one, Batagor. Nah, you try to separate it, this culinary into 3 parts. Yeah, the first part you will mention about seblak. The second one you mention about cireng. The third one you will mention about Batagor. So it will become a good structure. Yeah. Nah, don't forget. Yeah, because this is a group presentation, you need to share responsibility to your member. Yeah, if there are 3 topics, and then there are 4 presenter, for example, or 5 presenter. Yeah, so what you can do, you can try to separate the responsibility. Yeah, for the first person, for example, he or she will explain about the introduction. Yeah, the second person, the responsibility of second person, he or she will make the hook. Yeah, for the third one, he or she will explain the first topic, which is seblak, as I told you. Yeah, and then the third one, it is what is it? The second one, it is cireng, and then Batagor, and so on. Yeah, don't forget to conclude convincingly. Yeah, nah. So I guess this is the thing that we need to learn for this lesson. Next week actually we still have to to explain about further structure about how to plan your presentation. Yeah, now this one. Yeah, so this is the scheme. We will learn this next week. Yeah, and then this team for the first team, the second, the third one, it should flow smoothly. Yeah, but today, because we have limited time, I will end this meeting today. So thank you very much for your attention and participation. I hope that you could enjoy my lesson. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you.